오전에 준다고 오후에 읽자. 예스24 총알 배송. 대한민국 1등 인터넷 사전 예스24. 영어 예매도 예스하세요.
It's great. It's cool. It's really good. I mean, it seems that my books have really struck a chord. We say in English, you know, they resonate with the Korean zeitgeist, or the Korea, you know, the way people are thinking in Korea now. I think that's probably because Korean people they're quite outward looking. They're quite interested in the rest of the world. Maybe more so than any other Asian country. They have a more kind of outward-looking attitude, which is great, because so do I. So we're in harmony. And also, I think a lot of young Korean people, they maybe they dream of a different kind of job that isn't isn't working in an office or working in a factory, and maybe the books give them an opportunity to escape a little bit, you know, to dream. And I think that, you know, I think of that trip almost like setting up and running my own business, and you know, of course the things that go well you learn from and you build on, but also, you know, every business makes mistakes, and every person who wants to set up their own business, they need to accept you're going to make mistakes, you're going to get things wrong. Sometimes the deals that you do will go wrong, and you'll lose money, but that doesn't mean you quit. Okay, you know, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, you know. So on that trip, every time something went wrong, I had to just think through, well, why did it go wrong? What was the reason behind it? Did I not do my research properly or well enough? Did I not invest enough? Did I invest too much? You know, what did I not assess what the risk was? These kind of questions are important questions for any person running a business to ask themselves. And I think, you know, as long as you learn from your mistakes, your business will get stronger. And I think ultimately I succeeded in doubling my money because I turned the mistakes to my advantage. I think you need friends. You need people you can trust. Okay, because yeah, of course, and I don't think it's peculiar to Asia or to Africa. It's the same. You know, if I'm selling something to you, of course, I will try and get as much as I can, and I'll use anything to my advantage, because we're trying to make a deal, but also I'm trying to get a little bit more from the deal than you get from the deal. And I think people often, they'll use cultural different. Oh, you're an outsider. You're not from here. You don't know the real price. You don't have the information. And so they'll use that to get a little bit more for them and a little bit less for you. And so in Sudan, for example, because I couldn't get any information from anybody else. I couldn't make any friends in Sudan that I could find real information from. I couldn't make a deal. But in Asian countries, you know, I've got good friends, you know, I've got good people I can trust to say, well, what is the real price? What should I be paying? And I think a smart businessman, like a smart journalist, needs to ask the right questions. If you ask the right questions, then you'll have the right information. Well, I mean, my advice to anyone who thinks they have a good idea is to follow it. You know, be sure it's a good idea, though. You know, think about who else is doing similar stuff. Take the time to look at what other people are doing and think about how your idea would fit in the market that already exists. Think about what you need to begin that idea, how much investment, not just in money, but in time that you need to put into it. But ultimately, you know, there comes a point when you need to go for it. You need to make the leap. So, you know, what I would say to everybody is try and give yourself as much reassurance first that you're ready, and then once you feel like you are truly ready, that's the time, and go for it. And what's the worst that can happen? Okay, the worst that can happen is that it goes wrong. But if it does go wrong, it's a mistake, then you learn from that and you can always do it again. You've got plenty of time.
How can get an idea?
How can you get an idea? I don't know I don't know where ideas. I think ideas just come from being interested. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, listen to what people are talking about, read a lot. But I don't know. I think keep an open mind. That's how you get ideas. I think when traveling, I think is it's a funny thing because on one hand you can be quite scared when you travel, and very apprehensive because you're in a new place and you don't know anybody. And when I'm talking about how important it is in life to take a risk, the biggest, most important risk you have to take when you travel is you have to say hello to people. You have to smile. You have to smile, you have to say hello, and you have to listen to what they say and be brave because you will be rewarded. Traveling is so much more interesting and rewarding and fun if you're talking to the people who are there, because otherwise why bother? Why travel unless you're going to take that risk to engage with the people? I see people sometimes they travel in a tour and they only talk to the people that they travel with, and I think, oh, you're missing out on all the people out there, all the kind of interesting people like this lady here.
So even if in a language barrier, you can communicate with any other people in the world. Right?
Yeah, you can communicate with anyone with hands and a smile. You just never know. Traveling should be an adventure, and so part of going on an adventure is taking a bit of a risk. And saying hello to someone feels like a big risk, but what's the worst? The worst that can happen is they don't smile back or they don't say hello back. In which case, you've lost nothing. But if they do smile back, if they do say hello, well then, that's when the adventure begins.